stay in Louisville and blow up, or do you think you might have to possibly branch out, try other markets, and see if it's going to possibly benefit you?
Here's my. I can't give you a straight answer.
Okay.
Because
multifaceted answers are good.
The heart of me wants to say yes, it's possible. The heart of me wants to say absolutely, my hometown will get behind me, and we're going to do some incredible things literally behind Tales of Too Deep, and it can happen. Watch it happen.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's what I want to say. But you have to be smart. You know what I mean? And you have to understand that you have to understand your town. You know what I mean? You have to understand your city and your state. And you can't just get pigeonholed to just Louisville.
Yeah.
See, like, we got to start thinking about Kentucky.
True.
Not just Louisville, because yes, Louisville is the biggest city in Kentucky, but we have to think about all the other, cities in the state.
Yeah.
Because if I can grab Kentucky, then maybe this question can be easily answered.
True.
You know what I mean? Because then if I have a whole state that's behind me, then maybe I can say that, yes, with confidence. But it's going to take you going out to different markets to branch out and do performances and get your music out there, because they're gonna treat you differently than your hometown.
Definitely.
That's not even. I'm not trying to take a knock at your hometown.
Right.
But like, they're gonna look at you as what you say you are. They're not going to look at, see, if I go somewhere in Louisville, there's like 3 or 4 things you may see me as.
Yeah.
You might not see me just as Taz Too Deep. You might see me as Mr. Cortez that used to work at Vic Elementary. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You might see me as the after school program leader. You may see me as the guy that works at U of L. You might see me as the guy that has 2 kids and a wife. You know what I mean? Like, you may not, because I'm here, you may not appreciate me as the artist. But when you go somewhere else and you do a radio interview somewhere else, they're only going to know you for what you tell them.
True.
And if I go somewhere and tell them that I'm Tez the Too Deep, the artist, they're going to say, oh, he's Tez the Too Deep, the artist. He's a singer, he's a rapper, he's a radio show host in Kentucky. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So then that's going to intrigue people to it's going to intrigue people to follow you just because they only know you for that one thing.
Agreed. Okay, we're going to fall back up here a second. Mr. Beasley asked, shout out to Mr. Damon Beasley, how do you feel about Lil Uzi Vert's contract situation?
I mean, that's his fault. I mean, like here's the thing, artists. I'm not gonna say it's his fault totally. Let me take that back. But we get into situations where we feel like, I was telling DJ this the other day. Why do we feel like artists absolutely should know everything? And historically, they haven't.
Correct.
Artists have not known anything because, you know what? 9 times out of most artists, they just want to be artists.
True.
They don't care.
They don't care
how am I
about
going to get
the
this money?
business aspect
Yeah,
of
how am I
it.
going to get this money? How am I going to be able to make my own music?
Right.
That's the only question that they're asking. Because it's not that they're egotistical or anything. That's just historically, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? So his contract situation, that's what he get. I mean, like, bro, you got to pay more attention. Like, if you don't pay attention to the details, then this is what's going to happen to you. You know what I mean? You can't go back and forth and be like, oh, well, he was stupid. Like, well, no, he's not stupid, because there's a whole bunch of other stupid artists that's out here as well. So he's just actually normal. It's the average. That's what artists do. They don't pay attention to those contracts. But if you're bigger, see, the thing is, if you're bigger than an artist, then you understand that concept. You understand, like, hey, I'm just not going to be signing anything.
Right.
Because you've educated yourself. Because where did Lil Uzi come out? He came out of nowhere. He was making music, doing his thing, you know what I mean, in his hometown, or whatever case may be.
Philadelphia.
Right, out of Philadelphia. You would never think that.
Never
think it was Philly. Because, you know, Philly got Meek Mill. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Philly got,
Beanie Siegel,
you know
Freeway,
what I'm saying?
all
you
estate
got those
property.
Type of artists. But then you think about, as a marketing standpoint, like, whoa, wait a minute. You mean this guy can come from Philadelphia?
Yeah.
This kind of artist?
Right.
We didn't know y'all existed. How much money do you want? You know what I'm saying? How much money do you want?
Absolutely.
Oh, well, here you go. Take all of this money. You don't know that you don't get nothing, but here, take it for now. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, like, and you put that, you got to think about, we was talking about this on the Weekend with Tez radio show. You got to think about the survival mode and the love mode. People who have not been loved or taught on love or whatever, they don't think that you have to look through the details. If you taught on survival and you put a whole bunch of money in my face and all I need is money to survive, I'm going to take that money.
Correct.
Because that's their mentality. mentality. You know what I mean? So if they don't have that different type of mentality, then, if nobody's ever taught them that, that's exactly what's going to happen.
But sometimes you don't even have to be taught certain things. You just have to have had your eyes open long enough to have seen other situations play out.
But has he?
I would think.
How old is he?
Even if he's 18, the Free the Locks campaign was...
He probably didn't pay attention to it.
We
don't know his life. We don't know what he was doing. I don't know. I'll be honest with you.
True.
I just like that album. So I'm not. Let's not get it twisted. I didn't say that I went back and I did research on him, because I'm not going to speak on a guy I don't know nothing about.
Yeah.
But I don't know what his life was like. You know what I'm saying? Look, Uzi could, for what we know, just had a real tough life, and somebody said hop on the track, and he just started doing it, and his homies got behind him.
Okay, we don't even have to go back as far as the Free the Lock situation. What about Baby and Lil Wayne?
Yeah,
if you're in music, and especially somebody that age,
but do you think they would care? That's what I'm saying. So
that's one thing.
Yeah, because your mindset is music, and your mindset is the education of music, and your mindset is the history of hip hop. You know what I mean? You're in tune. You know what I mean? So, and as a media person, you definitely in tune. So you definitely looking at everything and trying to look at it from that perspective. But as somebody who just trying to get their mama a bigger house, and this is the way that's doing it, I might not be thinking about, I might not care about what Birdman doing. And I ain't got nobody else around me to do it. I'm not saying that's okay.
Yeah.
So don't get it twisted.
Definitely.
I'm not saying it's okay.
Definitely.
But I'm just trying to put you in the mindset of where they were. They just was not thinking about the end result, because it was here now. They was only thinking about the now. And that is his fault. That is his fault if he's only thinking about the right now.
And now, I guess, because we're also considering the fact that we're talking about somebody in their youth as well.
Absolutely.
So me being old, if I was in that situation, hindsight 2020, yes, I want to get mama that house. But I also now need to consider the idea of what do I need to do to make sure they can't take that house back.
So, and I don't know your life, but let me ask you a question.
Yes,
Somebody
sir.
gave you $1 million when you were 17 years old. Do you think you would have made?
Man.
Do you think you would have made the right? You would have. I'm like, listen. Do you think you would have immediately made the right decision at 17?
At 17,
maybe at 19 you might have, but I'm like, I'm trying to pick a young age where you was immature.
17? No, you know what? At 17, I was working 3 jobs.
Okay.
I was working 3 jobs and trying to help make sure that my mom didn't get our car repossessed again.
So you might not be the person I'm talking to.
But yeah. But I see your point, though. I got you. I definitely got you.
If you 16, or if you because I know kids, man, just in the public school system that, they like big brother, daddy. They got to go home and get their little sisters ready for school and all of that, and then come to school and be normal. That's just not okay. You know what I'm saying? So when you even when we have conversations and when we mentor the youth and we say things like, if you got $1 million and I gave it to you, what would you do? They start saying stuff like Lil Uzi was like, man, I give my mom a house, I do this and that, but I'm taking that money. I'm probably giving me some J's and blah, blah, blah. They just start talking that because they're based on survival. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I got to get it. Here it is. Let me take it, and I'm going to go with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and you're absolutely right. Yes.
At that age.
Yeah. $1
now,
million.
You're 25 now. You're 25 and older, 21 and older. Man, at this point, if you are 18 and older, come on now. We got too many examples.
So much knowledge. There's so many examples.
And we got a smartphone. All you got to do is Google it.
Yeah.
Google everything.
Absolutely. If they give me $1 million, how much am I going to owe in taxes next year?
Right. Think about just the random stuff. My first thing is, when I got to pay this back.
Yeah.
I don't even care about the money.
Pay this back?
Do I have to pay this back? When I got to pay this back, how much do I really want to take?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a hustler. I'm gonna flip it, but I want to know. I want to know. How much time I got to flip it? Because if I can't flip it in that amount of time,
it might not even be worth
it's
taking
all good, man. You're not about to take my life away.
Not to mention, when I give it back, then you're gonna expect 25% interest.
Yeah. Right. So it's like, you got to look through those things. But if you don't know that, then you just take what's in front of you.
Absolutely. Okay, getting back to you.
Okay.
All right. So what collaborations have you done so far?
Okay.
And what collaborations do you possibly look forward to doing?
So let me.
This is
be honest with you?
Louisville and outside. Go for it. Yeah, absolute honesty. Go for it.
So, besides my brothers, my Iron Royalty teammates, nobody. Yeah. Nobody has reached out to me. So a few people have reached out to me, and things haven't happened. But yeah.
That's all right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's okay.
And I don't know if it's that I'm hard to reach, quote unquote, or I'm too busy, or maybe they don't think they can just hit me up and ask me. But collaborations, yeah, they don't come to Tez Too Deep like that. But I would say I'm willing to collaborate with a lot of people if they're down for it. So I'm willing, and I don't mind. I don't mind putting myself out there. Actually, I have. I'm not even going. I put myself out there.
Yeah,
I've asked people.
I've seen it. Yeah.
And things just doesn't happen. I mean, we've had situations where I possibly would be. I'm not gonna say that because that might be too much information. But but like it's just weird. Like people are weird, and that's a part of this I Support Tez concert. It's like, man, y'all gonna quit forgetting about Tez, man. I don't know why y'all keep doing that. I don't know why. Like, don't brag and don't say these nice things about me, and then don't want to work with me because you scared.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you know what? I'll be honest with you.
Say that. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay because there's some truth behind that. Because I have been in some of these studios. I've been in some of these things here and there. Shout out to my man John Woo with the Producers Corner and a couple other studios I've been in. And I've heard artists talking and say, "Oh, well, such and such would be dope to put on the song." And I've heard another artist say, "Man, have you heard him spit? I'm not trying to get blown off my own song." So there's been levels of acknowledgement when you deal with certain things, and you're just like, okay, well, I mean, that's smart on their part.
That's funny. Me and my son just looked at each other, was like, man, whatever. Like, I don't really care. Like, put it like this. If you have enough confidence over yourself. So can I use Liddy Boy as an example?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Liddy Boy, shout out to Rob Lee and Peter Wesley. So when I got the Liddy Boy track, I noticed, I didn't know this until we started talking, but I was the second option. So I wasn't even the first option to the song.
Okay.
So that's a little joke I always throw out to Rob Lee and Peter Wesley. So I wasn't even the first option. I was the second option. One of the homies couldn't get on the song in time, so they was like, I guess we give it to Tez. So, when I heard that song, my immediate thought was like, oh, okay, y'all want me to kill this. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm not about to come on here, you doing what you doing on this first verse, or you doing what you doing on the second verse, and then the third verse be trash. Like, nah, y'all tripping. So, like, thank y'all for sending me the song with 2 verses on it, because now I know I have to raise the bar. Yeah. I actually said it in the song, but raise the bar to this. So, okay, I'm with it. Let's get it. So, and that's one of my favorite. Oh my God, I love performing that verse. That verse is one of my favorite verses to perform as well. So, I mean, it's just, whatever. It's friendly competition. Like,
you might have to go the Tory Lanez route, which is getting people's instrumentals or the T-Pain route, because T-Pain did it too, getting people's instrumentals and killing it. Yeah, killing you with your own version of that song.
Right.
And maybe that might draw some attention. Like, well, such and such is that song, but did you hear the version that Tez did? Yeah. And then,
well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you too, man. I'm not really worried about collaborations. Like, if I want, like, if people want to collaborate outside of the city, I think that's more important. Definitely. You know what I mean? Because it will bridge that gap and give opportunities to other artists to go somewhere else and perform and make music with people, because of the bridge that we built together. But if they want to do a song, they just hit me up.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's talk about this thing that's happening next Friday.
Yeah.
All right. The Support Tez show at the Majestic. Doors open at
8 p.m.
At 8 p.m. Doors close whenever this guy runs out of energy. So, hey, man, y'all just got to be prepared for a night. And if you're not coming to sweat, then you might be coming to the wrong party.
You have to literally come and just be prepared to have a good time.
Yes.
To be honest, when I have people come to my show, I just want y'all to drink something if you drink something.
Right.
I mean, do the other stuff if you do the other stuff.
Yeah.
And come and have a good time.
Absolutely.
Just come for Tez Too Deep that night.
And y'all stop being scared of the Majestic. Go to the Majestic. Enjoy yourself. It's a nice venue over there, man.
y'all. We understand some unfortunate things happen at the event, at the space, but it's all good, man. Like, you know,
worse things have happened at other events, and y'all still pack that place out.
Things happen right outside this building.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Like,
true, absolutely.
Things happen. So, you know, everybody deserves a second chance with respect to what happened.
Absolutely.
Like, don't get it twisted. We still respect what happened and give our condolences to what happened. But at the same time, you know, that actually, I wasn't even going to do the event at all. I like, honestly, I hit up Sly. Well, actually, Sly hit me up.
Shout out to the guy Sly,
yeah,
man.
So when I was going